Last month, I moved into a new apartment, a tiny one-bedroom, on the third floor of an old building downtown. It wasn't much, but it was affordable, and the landlord seemed decent. Everything was normal at first. I unpacked, got settled, and started my new routine. One day, while cleaning, I found something odd. Wedged between the fridge and the wall was a small brass key. It didn't look like a normal apartment key, more like something you'd find on an antique chest. Curious, I showed it to the landlord the next time I saw him. "Does this belong to anything here?" I asked. His face went pale. "Where did you find that?" I told him, and he quickly shook his head. "That doesn't belong to you. Just get rid of it." Then he walked away without another word. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about the key. Why did he react like that? Instead of throwing it away, I decided to keep it. I put it on my nightstand and tried to forget about it. A few nights later, I woke up around 3 a.m. to a sound. It was faint, like someone whispering. At first, I thought it was coming from outside, but then I realized it was inside my apartment. I grabbed my phone and slowly walked toward the sound, which seemed to be coming from my closet. My heart was pounding, but when I opened the door, there was nothing there, just my clothes and a box of old stuff. But the whispering didn't stop. It was louder now. It seemed to be coming from the floor. That's when I noticed it, a tiny, almost invisible crack in the floorboards at the back of the closet. I pried it open with a screwdriver, and there it was, a small rusted lockbox. My hands shook as I realized the key I'd found might open it. I grabbed it, slid it into the lock, and turned. Inside the box were photographs, hundreds of them. They were old and black and white, showing people standing in my apartment. They looked happy, posing for the camera. But in every single picture, there was a man standing in the corner. He didn't belong there. His face was blurry, like he was moving when the photo was taken, but his shape was unmistakable. The whispering stopped. Then my phone buzzed. It was a text from an unknown number. "You shouldn't have opened it." The next morning, I went to the landlord to tell him everything. When I showed him the photos, he turned pale again. "You need to leave, today," he said. I asked why, and he just said, "This apartment isn't supposed to be rented." I packed my things and left within hours. But the weirdest part, when I tried to look up the building online a few days later, it was gone. No listings, no record of it ever existing. To this day, I don't know who the man in the pictures was, or how that key ended up in my apartment. And sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, I swear I hear whispering, like for part 2.